I'm very excited to unbox the iPhone 13s on Friday because I'm not on Tim Cook's nice list, but iOS 15 did officially launch it yesterday. I've been using it ever since the developer beta was accessible back in June, so I thought I would highlight my favorite features thus far and what I think you guys should take most appreciation of. Let's begin. Right, so by far, what I notice on the daily basis has to be the Safari redesign because I love switching between different websites, checking for news, checking for updates, and being able to easily swipe between tabs and also have easy access to the search bar right at the bottom of the phone, especially since I've been using the 12 mini so often. You know, it's a great one-handed device and it's so portable, it's so small. Kind of worried how much I'm gonna miss it as soon as I switch to the most gargantuan iPhone ever in a couple of days, but I know the Safari update is going to be a little off-putting to some people because it's not what they're used to and you've probably grown accustomed to the search bar and tabs being navigated in a specific way. But after using it for several months now, I can confidently say I prefer this, and when I occasionally would go to use my wife's phone and use Safari, it felt so much more dated, it felt so much more sluggish, and it had nothing to do with the A13 chip and everything to do with the layout and how complicated it is to switch tabs before. Now just being able to swipe once and you can switch between tabs seamlessly, I love that. I use it all the time. The other big feature that I've found myself using a ton is the updated weather app. Primarily the AQI map that they build in there now. It would be so easy for them to adopt all of this redesigned weather app to a larger iPad display, but we can't have nice things, I guess, so it's decided to just be on the iPhone. But because where I live, there's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of wildfires going on all the time, it's been immensely helpful to look around my area and figure out where is the AQI better, where is it not as good, and where should we avoid if we're going to be taking, you know, a quick day trip to go on a hike to some park or visit a nearby city. And that weather app being updated has just been super duper helpful just for tracking how bad the smoke is, which is bad news and good news, I guess, simultaneously. But the helpfulness of the rain predictor, I can say, feels like a very gimmicky show-off feature. I know this is all coming from Dark Sky, which Apple bought out, but honestly, I just don't really see the point in most average everyday people knowing exactly when the rain is going to start and stop. And even if you do think that's useful, this feature is not very accurate. At least where I live, it always says like, okay, there's going to be a light trickle in a few minutes, but after 37 minutes and 28 seconds, the rain might stop, and then it ends up just being completely wrong. I haven't seen it been very accurate in the past, so I wouldn't really trust those notifications. And it's also bizarre to me that even on my Apple Watch, I'll have a push notification from like a day ago telling me that there would be light trickling soon, and it's like, shouldn't that notification go away after a couple hours? It's kind of useless, and it just kind of lingers in Notification Center going, yeah, I know when it's gonna rain, I'm aware of that type of detail, and it isn't aware. So it's just a little show-off feature, but I'd still appreciate the changes to the weather app as a whole. The other like spookily good feature is live text. So in a lot of photos, of course, different text characters will show up, and whenever I want to track a package, being able to just hover my phone over the shipping label and directly hold on that tracking number and have it pop up so I can monitor and have a link to directly check where the package is in transit and that type of thing. That's been extremely helpful, almost to a fault, because oftentimes I'll be checking out a picture and I want to zoom in on something, so I'll double tap, but I'll accidentally end up double tapping a picture that has text on it, and it thinks I want to look up the text that I'm tapping within the image. So sometimes it's like so smart it gets annoying, but the live text feature is definitely interesting. I love using it at restaurants or in situations where someone asks me about a particular product or subject and they send me a picture and I can just highlight the text that's in the image. That's extremely useful. I also appreciate the redesign to messages so much because I don't know why, but I keep finding myself in circumstances where people are sending me big groups of photos and iMessage was never very good at maintaining that. It always just resulted in this giant wall of photographs, and now it creates this like perfect little catalog of pictures to swipe through, and I really appreciate that feature because I run into it all the time and I find it super duper helpful. So that essentially covers the majority of what I've appreciated with iOS 15. I haven't found a good sweet spot with the focus features. I know some people have, but typically I've found myself being pretty good at just maintaining when I'm done using my phone at work and when I'm ready to use it for more personal life, and I don't want to have to go in and switch or have to schedule different times of when it mutes certain notifications, because typically I just mute notifications notifications to most things that I don't need to get pinged for. Maybe it's because I'm a content creator and I maintain having, you know, a very, very active Twitter account alongside Discord, and I separate that from email and that type of thing. So it's more of like I will check notifications when I have the time, not so much I need to mute notifications at certain times of the day, but I will unmute notifications at another time of day. But yeah, the focus stuff, which I've seen some people appreciate, and some people like the notification alert system of the day where it gives you a big compilation of everything you've been notified of. I'm not a big fan personally of that. I think I just result in most notifications being off for my phone because I'm never in a situation where I'm like, man, I hope someone who pings me on Twitter, or I hope this one company that emails me back alerts my phone and watch and whatever and just sets everything off. No, it's like, if I'm curious about emails, I'll check emails, or if I'm curious about Twitter, I'll check Twitter. I don't need that type of instantaneous interaction. So let me know what features you guys actually find useful and which ones that were hyped up a lot but you never actually saw yourself using. This is your Alp Sheep here. I'll see you guys in the next one.